This is a mission statement for my channel. Basically, my intent. I want to communicate my intentions for what I'm about to do with my channel, and I'm gonna try to talk not from the ego, and also I'm gonna afterwards talk for the ego. So first, not for the ego. Um, I believe I have a divine purpose. I believe I'm working for a divine goddess. And the fact that I am choosing to do it is just because it's my only choice. Uh, I wasn't offered a job by God, and I haven't talked to God, so I don't even know if He would hire me or not, because I wouldn't know where to go interview or even yeah. So I was offered this choice by a divine feminine, and I took it up. I mean, surely as my purpose in life, as my only reason to exist, because I was utterly honored, feeling honored that she would even include me at all, even talk to me at all. Even, yeah, it was just awesome. It's like, cool, I'll do it. And the fact that I might have preferred to have found God instead and done something with or for Him, I think that was probably something I would have preferred before I have been doing it so long with her and really grown to her, with her. So I want to say that understand that I believe that I'm doing something that's important, like vitally important to change the world. And I'm told not to worry about how successful I am as far as, a channel. Like she says that my videos will be seen by those who need to see them. And so I'm only supposed to be concerned with the fact that I make these videos and nothing more, which is fine. It just makes it easier, you see, because I don't have to worry about if my channel succeeds or not. It's like it doesn't matter because I'm making the videos and I've already completed my purpose no matter what happens next. The world doesn't understand the truth, and they can't possibly, is what I'll tell you. They can't possibly understand the truth because, well, if they did understand the truth, they'd certainly support me in every way. And if they, and there's a lot that don't support me, and I'm just going to say I'm not going to focus on them. They'll grow to support me. I believe it will happen. I want you to know that I'm an Aries, double Aries, and I've never had a purpose in my life. I always felt like there was no purpose in my life, and I felt like I came on Earth and there was nothing for me to do. There was nowhere for me to be or go, or it was like my whole life I just was like, man, like what am I missing? Like I don't even feel like living half the time. Like it was just like I never found my purpose in life until I found Goddess, or she found me. And I looked for God for my whole life and didn't find him, and I still haven't found him. Not really. I mean, I can't confirm that I've ever even talked to God once, but I talk to Goddess every day, and I love it. I feel great. Okay, so why am I doing this? Well, why am I doing that? Because I believe I'm doing something for the divine feminine. And wouldn't you do it? If a goddess came to you and said, you want to work for me? Wouldn't you say, yeah, I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. You know it. I'm glad I can do it for free. But she's given me many rewards. And now in retrospect, seeing everything, now that I've seen it all, and she's told me new stuff that I'm recently, new information, which really puts everything into perspective. So understand, one of the biggest things that Goddess had told me right from the beginning was, I want you to be yourself, and you're an Aries, and you don't have a purpose in life because I took it from you. And of course, the story would come out that basically she would tell me that I am my ego, and that I can't get rid of my ego any more than I can get rid of myself. And not everyone is ego, but I'm a double Aries. I was born on March 23rd, 1968, and during the spring equinox, on the third day, when the Earth turns into the sun, she told me that I was born at a very special time, and because of my birth moment, is partly why she selected me. But it was all predestined, she said, which is just unbelievable. So there's 3 days that the Earth turns into the sun twice a year. It takes 3 days for the Earth to make its turn from winter into summer, and twice a year it'll make a turn. In the spring equinox on March 23rd is the third day of the turning of the Earth into the sun, and the day I was born, the Earth completed its turn into the sun. She said that's remarkably honorable, special moment to be born. It fits me for the description of this job, this channel, that I was actually born at a moment that she said that I could consider sacred. And ultimately, my ego loved to hear it. So she also said she had good news and bad news, and I'm going to try to make this in a real short story. So there's a lot to tell, and I'll tell it in the future, in future videos. She said that I was a Spartan. The movie 300 was basically based on Aryans or Aries, and also the fact that the Spartan fought in a collective. She explained to me what a collective was, and she said that only Aries fights in a collective, only the god of war. The rest of the signs or gods and goddesses don't fight in a collective. They fight under orders given to people who have to carry out the orders under their own willful intent and discretion. The gods aren't present in a collective necessarily at all, except with the Spartans. They were a collective, which makes the effectiveness of an army and soldiers way better. When they're in a collective, they're way more effective. They're like special forces or elite Navy SEAL, something like that. You know what I mean? Like some really awesome soldiers that can kick ass. When they fight in a collective, they're like one body. And my ego loved to hear this. So understand, my ego loves every part of this. But understand that I'm not here to do a channel for my ego. I'm actually here to do a channel, in a sense. Well, I am here to do a channel for my ego, but not in the favor of its Spartan past with its desire to be again what it can never be again, what it must never do again, what it may never do. And God has explained to me that the ego's not coming back as some like collective army of Hitler regimes. Like, it's not going to come back that way. She said it's just never going to happen. She says she chose the chosen people to rule the world. And they are. So fine. So basically she said that, but so I said, no wonder I didn't have a purpose. Basically all my life I'm trying to be some hero, some Spartan, valorous. Yeah. Like I joined the army when I was 18 just to be a man. And, I mean, my ego was huge and still is not too small. And, ultimately I always ate up any idea that I'm some hero soldier. So I understood everything she said to me, and I suddenly realized why I never had my purpose in life, why I could never find it. And she explained it to me in detail, and it made me feel so much better. And also, well, it clarified why I never had a purpose and why, I'm not going to be allowed to have one. Is that Sparta's not coming back, and we're not going to be taking over the world again either. So the reality is that there is no purpose for Aryans, or for the Aryan race, or for Aries, or for the collective of greatness that's ultimately good for nothing but being deadly soldiers that are maybe the best of the best. Egos certainly love to do the one thing they can do is exist in a collective and fight in a collective and be the best at what they can do, which is not good. The best of what ego can do is be bad and maybe really good at it. So the whole story in a nutshell is Goddess came to me and told me that I have something I need to do for the world, and ultimately it is to inform the world of the truth. And ultimately, if people already know it and they don't want to talk about it, well, Goddess wants me to talk about it because they won't. So understand that Goddess says we need to not only understand as ego why we have no purpose, why we're not going to be allowed to have it, why we're not coming back. Egos will never come back. But that's not really true. She said they may come back with me, and they may come back and have a purpose again and be important if they are to realize first and foremost who they are. And it must be that they realize who they are first. They know how bad they can be, that they know that the one thing they want to do or learn to do or be great at is killing and destroying and ruling and dominating. And so when the egos know and they're informed, well, that's the first part of what I'll be doing is detail information on informing the egos of how bad they are and how good they are at it. And also to express and explain to them that if they don't have a purpose, and they will know exactly what I'm talking about. She said that, of course, every ego is going to be familiar with the truth. So they're going to say, wow, okay, no wonder I never had a purpose. No wonder my whole life's been like lost. Well, right, because we're not allowed to have our purpose. We're not coming back. Well, we are coming back. See, that's what I'm saying. See, the ego wants to come back so bad that it's not going to give up, and it's going to try to just take over the world again through some body. So the reality is doing this channel is ultimately a world-saving event, is what God has told me. And I'm going to continue more in detail in the next video.